It's the way that you adjust the end play on this crankcase right here. It was a couple of comments left about end play, how much it should be this way, and this is the way you set that. It's that gasket right in between yonder. It's how thick that gasket is, and I just put this together. Been working it with a file out there. Cleaned her up a little bit, got that in there, and that gasket that's in there is 7 thousandths. And when I just put the field test to it, it has no play whatsoever. It's actually a little bit snug. It's too snug. So I'm going to loosen that up and put a thicker gasket in it. I've laid in one right here that is 15 thousandths. With more tightening, this was not really tight. When I tighten it permanently, then I think it'd be worth my time to put the other gasket in there. I'm gonna get her done. This is a thicker one I started with earlier. It was a real nice fit when I run. I'm just gonna use it as a blueprint. All you need to mark out is the inside. Just etch it around through there with the pencil. We'll cut her out. Everything oiled up. Got the crankshaft all cleaned up. Got the governor in yonder. I verified that it's free. Took it out, cleaned it up, put it back. And to assemble this thing and oil her up, can't get too much oil on a Maytag. The bushing was really good in this engine. I ended up with that's a 15 thousandths gasket right there. I believe it'll be okay. The tool, someone asked me about this tool. This happens to be a KD, but you can get this in a Snap-on or whatever else brand out there that is. I think maybe even one down there at Harbor Freight. But anyways, this one wasn't the right size, so I took the torch and cut it out where it fit on yonder. It's one of them, whatever kind that is. You put that right on there like that right there, and then you beat it with a hammer. I'm going to check how tight it is. That's a little too much. I'm not happy with that. And that's as tight as it need be. Let's try it. That's good. To answer the question, how much is it? I can put the dial indicator on over there, but you know, most of the time when you're working on one of these engines, you only have this to work with. This can be remedied by how thick the gasket is. See, I can feel some. Oh, that's pretty good. That's no more than a thousandths or two, but it's some. You want some. You do not want that to be tight. And I've cut 3 gaskets for that. Now that we got the outboard bushing installed, it's tight. I'll trim away the gasket, wash it all down with some thinner, and this will be good to go. Now, I did put the reminder. I put the oil slingers. Be sure to replace your oil retainer. Hey, that's not an oil seal. There's a reason not to use a seal on there. One of them being, if you put a seal right there, the distance, the length of that bearing, if you put a seal here, the fumes, the gas mixture, will never migrate out there. It has to have some means of escape on this end, or it would never lubricate. And this one over here would not lubricate past the induction hole where the gas comes up from through there. From there out, it wouldn't lubricate itself. the pressures that you deal with, is sealing them up at the best you can do. You're still it's not 100%. Now, after I put the gasket on there, got all that tightened up, I went back and blended those two together. I'll go for a I think I'll go for a little finer grit. Just by design, those sliding tooth, that sliding tooth gear there that goes on that kicker over there, that thing, it's amazing in what it actually does. And the question's been the question has been asked, is the reason I'm going through this. It was brought to my attention how important it was. Remember, you seeing this here first. But the spring goes right in there. Can y'all see that? That's the way the back side of that looks. The question of the week is, do you own a maytag engine? Have you ever taken yours apart and cleaned it and oiled it? It's just a question. I'm not insinuating anything at all. It's just a question. We're going to get on with it. The reason that I've got these examples out is they're different only in castings. This one is smooth on the bottom. This one has a little step up. The dimensions are the same. But the way that thing works, when that comes around yonder, it actually gets below the center line. That's the reason you have to have that spring in there, because if you had a solid tooth at this distance and this angle, it's worth looking up. It's worth knowing. Let's leave it with just a little homework to understand how this sliding tooth works. It's very important. And Maytag, as a matter of fact, Maytag, listen to a little history right here. The very first Maytags actually they didn't have this, and it was a problem. So Maytag learned it the first year. I mean, immediately they knew that they needed this. It was brilliant. I don't know who invented this. It's brilliant. It's very important. Keep it oiled and lubricated and working in the proper spring tension. It's that important. Going to set that aside, and then we're going to put them yonder rods and pistons in this engine. We're getting her done.